meeting on Saturday from 5 to 7. All our members have probably been invited already, and if you want to become a member or if you want to get informed about EDGE and eventually joining us, you can join us at 7 p.m. on Saturday, and you will also find more information on our website and channels. So, and we are currently very non-profit, and we have to pay rent for our space and support our speakers, so it would be kind if you would give us some donations. Yeah, that is very much appreciated, and it's easier to us for keep having these workshops and exhibitions and support our speakers. So I'll hand over to Tatiana now, who will introduce Sophie.
Hello, glad to see all of you people. This is exciting. I've never done one of these virtual big meetings before. So, I'm Tatiana, and I'd like to introduce Sophie Mars, our speaker today. So Sophie has a master's in dance movement psychotherapy, and she now works as a dance therapist with groups and with individuals in private clinics and in her private practice in Berlin and in the virtual world. She's very interested in the relationship with the body and the mind for many years, and she's been practicing that through body-based workshops, somatic practices, and healing retreats that have taken place all over the world. She sees the body as a transformative tool, and so she's convinced that the body and the mind are both equally very important. She's also a dancer and a performer, which leads her to develop techniques that are applicable to artists, actors, and creatives. So this blend makes her perfect for our EDGE community. So the combination of theoretical and clinical scientific education and artist background, we thought she would be perfect for discussing her work and her ideas and her scientific and artistic inspirations at our monthly creativity and neuroscience workshops. So also in the time of Corona, she's been doing almost daily, hosting daily live virtual movement sessions on Instagram, and I've come along a couple times, and I thought that they were very peaceful and energizing, so I highly suggest getting involved in that and getting in touch with her if you're interested by the end of this talk. So as our first virtual workshop, I think that she's also quite a perfect guest, as I believe today she'll be discussing a bit about how virtual communication and movement might affect our cognition, as well as a general overview of the history and the state of the art of movement therapy. So yeah, thank you, Sophie, for joining us. I'm really excited to see you here and to see what you have to show us and get us moving. Hey, Sophie.
Hello. Hello, everyone. This is very exciting. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess Tatiana just introduced me already, but yeah, I'm Sophie Mars. I'm a dance movement therapist, dance artist, and body researcher, and I've always been really interested in the body and also the relationship between the body and the mind, and the relationship between the body and virtual space. Yeah, like everyone in my generation, I grew up with the internet, and as someone who's always danced, I was always really interested in what this internet space means for our bodies, and means for our way of existing and feeling and thinking. I personally am very optimistic about it. I believe in looking at the potential when looking at virtual space. I believe it's transformative, and I believe the body is also transformative, has transformative potential. But I acknowledge that it requires an observant renegotiating and a conscious and careful understanding of both virtual space and our own bodies. And also what it means to have a body. So yeah, that's a bit about me and my interests. First of all, I wanted to do a quick body check in with everybody to see how your body is feeling right now. I think I'm still having to admit people, sorry. Okay. Okay, so we're actually more people than I expected, but it would still be really nice if everybody right now could get comfortable and could...
Now?
Sorry.
Sorry for interrupting. Maybe you can put me as a host now so that I can take care of anybody in the waiting room.
I'm just worried if I do that, that it'll cut off the recording.
I'm still recording too, so it should be okay.
Okay.
Hey, Sophie, this is Zoe. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a heads up. You can give Tatiana co-host skills, and the co-host skill will actually allow you to admit people in the room, if that helps.
It does help, but I don't seem to have the co-host option.
Ooh, okay. Maybe that's different.
Yeah, it's a shame. Me and
Sorry about
Jen actually went through it yesterday, and for some reason we don't have a co-host
Okay.
option. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just making Tatiana host.
Thanks.
Okay, and everyone can hear me fine, right? Thumbs up. Okay. Okay, cool. So first of all, if everybody can get comfortable and can kind of feel into the body, if it helps to close your eyes, then do this. And just observe what's there right now. Sometimes it takes a little while to feel it, to notice anything. Sometimes it helps to take a deep breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And just try to become aware of what sensations are there right now. And then it would be really cool if everybody could state one sensation that they are currently feeling. Just wondering how to do this.
Have to individually unmute themselves, but I'm getting into my own body, trying to manage co-hosting things, but feeling a little bit warm.
Warm, okay. Coco. We need to unmute you. We need to unmute people for this.
No, actually, we can unmute ourselves.
Okay, cool.
But also, I was wondering how to do it in a order, like to avoid everybody speaking at the same time.
Yeah. So maybe if I just say the names, if I call you out.
Also with the raise hand system, but it's the same.
Or we just type into the chat and then you read out the messages.
That's a lot of options. I'm just gonna say the names because I'd really like to hear your voice. Yeah, if that's okay. Yeah, Coco, you were saying?
I was saying the opposite to Tatiana. I'm a bit chilly. The window is open, but it's nice fresh air.
Okay, Valeria?
I felt like some strange sensation here in this part of the face. As every time I meditate, I always feel this glimpse in my face.
Interesting. Zoe?
Yeah, I feel a little bit heavy.
Heavy. Cool. I hope this doesn't feel like school with me calling everyone. This is like the best way to do it. Roya? Or Ruya? Oh, there are two. There's a Ruya and a Roya. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Which one?
Me.
Yeah.
Yes, hi. I was feeling this warmth in my belly and this movement, like this uneasiness almost.
Okay, cool. Roya?
So I'm feeling kind of relaxed after a nervous day. Nice.
Cool. Georgia?
Hello, my fingertips are chilly and my toes, the tips of my toes are chilly too.
Thank you. Layla?
Hi, I was feeling soft.
Soft. Nice. Sogol? Sogole?
Hi, I was feeling kind of hungry.
Hungry. Merit?
Hey, I'm feeling kind of warm, and similar to what someone said, I'm feeling kind of like in my chest and my stomach, but it's like a nervous excitement.
Oh, interesting. Pablo?
I feel gravity mainly in my back.
Okay. Nina?
I feel some tension, like I need to unravel myself.
Joanna?
I feel tired, and coming back to the body and realizing that at the same time, it's kind of relieving. It's thanking me for finally being here and acknowledging it's tired, you need to rest.
Thank you. Ian?
Yeah, hey, I realized I was probably dehydrated, so I went to get some water.
You had the answer. Mariam?
Hey, I kind of felt some wariness in my chest and belly, so it was like a feeling of I don't know how to describe it, a bit unrelaxedness in there and something going on.
Okay, yeah. Flaminia?
I feel relaxed, but at the same time, I have some pain and tension here in the back. That is my problem usually. I feel tension here.
Okay, thank you. Annie just messaged her microphone doesn't work, so she's writing. She feels a bit tensed, but okay. Ria?
Yeah, I feel like a little distracted, but pretty calm, yeah.
Okay. Zoe? Oh, Zoe, we already...
Sorry? Yeah, you already got me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm heavy.
Okay. Tang?
I'm feeling pretty relaxed, actually.
Okay, relaxed. Elisa? Elisa? No answer. Rocio? Hello?
Maybe make sure to unmute yourself if you are talking, otherwise maybe mics aren't working.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, you're perfect.
Okay, but you don't hear Rocio, right? Okay, Lena?
Yeah, feel a bit tired.
Tired. Petra?
Petra said that she doesn't have the microphone and...
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I think that's everyone who has the audio capacities. So yeah, lovely to meet you all. my question to you is, were you aware of this sensation before I asked you? You don't have to answer this, maybe just answer it for yourself. I'd also really like it if we could all breathe together 3 times to really kind of sink into the body some more and really kind of arrive in this space right now. So again, get really comfortable. And we'll take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, so before explaining a little bit about the history of dance therapy, I thought I'd ask you what you know about it, or what you believe it is, and what it does. If anybody would like to share, I won't ask everybody, but if somebody would like to share, then just put your hand up. There's a hand function.
You can also just unmute, because most people, I think, are muted. Maybe we can try that.
Okay, do you want to unmute?
Go through. Merritt, you were raising your hand. Oh, there we go. Unmute.
Okay.
Hey.
Are you supposed to hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to share, or you were just...
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't, you guys, I just heard you say raise your hand, so I raised my hand. I didn't know what we were doing.
All right, okay. No, I was just wondering if anybody wants to share what their knowledge of dance therapy, or what they think dance therapy is, before I go into the explanation. But otherwise I can just go straight into the explanation.
I guess it's trying to express what's in the psychological domain through the physical body, in a way. Mm-hmm. And through that, kind of letting go of all this grasping of the mind, I guess, and yeah, putting it in the body.
Yeah, nice. Did anyone else want to share anything? Just go.
It's a really great release. It's especially if you have lost that connection to that mind-body connection, it's a great way to express yourself, and in ways that we didn't even realize. I mean, as adults, we lose that playfulness, that movement, and putting that into, well, sometimes there's not ways we can put it into words, and doing it through body, like through music or with other people, it's actually, I mean, from my personal experience, it's super powerful. I always thought, honestly, I felt very strange doing it, but when I did it, it was so amazing what I found out about myself and got from it, actually. So.
Wow, lovely. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's like the best intro ever to dance therapy. I can't see everybody, so it's a bit disconcerting. I guess some people have their cameras off. I'm just checking that everyone's there. But yeah, I'll trust that you're there. Yeah, so a really common example that TED Talkers like to give is the lemon example. If right now you imagine you're biting into a really, really juicy lemon, like maybe it's cold, you've just taken it out of the fridge and it's just so juicy and sour, and the juice is just like running down your mouth, and it's, yeah, very, very bitter. You'll notice that you start to produce saliva, and you start to, your mouth, you're having a physical reaction to this image. This example is basically to show how the body and mind are related. how the thoughts influence the body, and also vice versa. So dance therapy is basically based on the idea that we think and experience the world first and foremost through the body. It's this mind-body connection. It also is based on the fact that we actually communicate more non-verbally than verbally. And that through movement we can access parts of the brain that cannot be accessed only through speaking. So this is, for example, because of what occurs before we learn to speak. So as an infant, you know, we experience the world through movement and sound. So actually movement is our first language. In our mother's belly, we move and we experience sounds. So yes, it's based on this idea. The idea of dance as healing art, as probably many of you know, is probably as old as we are, as old as mankind. We've always used dance to heal in the earliest societies and earliest traditions, and in many cultures and tribes still do so more overtly today. But the official trajectory of dance movement psychotherapy in the West started in could be said to have started in 1916, when Carl Gustav Jung, the psychologist philosopher, first wrote about dance and writing as healing, and he connected it with his concept of active imagination, which was a way to access the subconscious, which he said could be done through dreams, you know, through his famous dream work, but also through writing and also through dance. And actually there is a whole current in dance therapy that is based on this principle of movement and active imagination in order to access the subconscious, called authentic movement, which has been developed in different iterations throughout dance therapy history. And it's one of my personal favorites. Yeah, if anybody is interested in that specifically, I'd be happy to offer more insight later. So this happened, and then modern dance happened. This is just a brief history, just to, don't worry. So then modern dance happened, and I'm talking about dancers like Mary Wigman and Isadora Duncan, who started moving a lot more expressively than had been moved before. So they really wanted to move away from ballet and this idea of dance as something purely aesthetic, to be looked at from the outside, and they really wanted to use dance as an expression of themselves and how they felt inside. So it was a shift away from the outside to the inside, could be said. So this included more expressive movements, more ugly movements, in inverted commas, more improvised movements. Dance therapy itself was originated in the US. It was kind of like an East Coast, West Coast fight at the beginning, because there were like, there are dance therapists on the East Coast and on the West Coast. In 1947, a lady called Marianne Chase started working in clinics and hospitals. She was a dancer, and she was hired in mental health hospitals to work with inpatients. And eventually the East and West formed a a union, a dance therapy association, which still exists to this day, the American Dance Therapy Association. In the 1950s is when authentic movement started, by Mary Whitehouse and Janet Adler, who's still alive today and is still doing amazing work in California. Actually, a couple of the pioneers are still alive today, but not many. So in 1966, this association was founded. In 1977, dance therapy was represented on President Carter's Commission on Mental Health. In 1993, the Institute of Health was awarded first research grants to investigate dance therapy, in relation to people with medical illnesses. And in the 90s, it spread worldwide. From my experience, though, it's particularly prevalent in the UK and in Germany. Maybe that's because I'm English and German, but but that's also where there are, for example, in London, there are a lot of university dance therapy courses compared to other European countries. You can't study it in all countries. So whilst qualitative studies existed kind of from the beginning, in recent years, evidence-based quantitative research has been getting stronger. So dance therapy is really currently working really hard to be taken seriously. For example, in most countries, it's not covered by health insurance. So for me, that's one really direct way of understanding how accepted dance therapy is in society, I guess, even though it's practiced in a lot of mental health clinics and a lot of organizations and spaces, it's still not covered by health insurance. So in order to make it more widespread, the associations are really fighting to collect more studies and more empirical evidence to show that dance therapy really does work. The most recent meta-analysis, so the biggest study comparing all dance therapy studies, was able to show that for people with affect-related psychological conditions, it does increase anxiety and depression levels and increases quality of life and cognitive skills. In dance intervention studies are known to also improve motor skills. And one important point here is that it's also known to have persistent long-term effects. So if you compare that, for example, to some other forms of therapy, they are often just kind of work for a short period of time, whereas dance therapy really is known to work more long-term, which I think is one of the really great things about it. Also, other things that it's known to do is create stress reduction, disease prevention, which is another big one in my mind, because I think Western society tends to focus on the disease once you already have it, rather than disease prevention. So maybe more natural forms of treatment like dance or movement, yoga, being out in nature, and reducing stress so it doesn't lead to diseases in the first place. It also helps with mood management, self-discovery and understanding, strengthening resources, self-expression, interpersonal skills, and as well as helping develop new neural connections. Yes, so the official definition of dance therapy is the psychotherapeutic use of movement for promoting the emotional, physical, social integration of the individual for the purpose of promoting health and well-being. And I believe the European Association includes spiritual in this list as well. Yeah, so if there are unless there are any questions, I would continue to the next part of the workshop. You can raise your hand in the hand raising. There's a raise hand icon. I don't think anyone is raising their hand. Okay, so this workshop will be split into, I think, 3 main parts, and I'll be discussing a little bit of theory, and so it'll be theory and practice intertwined. Because obviously how best to portray embodied cognition than to provide physical examples. So I've also based this on several articles and papers. So if you're interested in reading these, message either Edge or me personally, and I'm happy to send them to you after the workshop. also, I will occasionally be copying and pasting some quotes or the central terms or things that I'm saying into the chat. I thought that could be a good way for you to also kind of read at the same time. And for the terms to kind of stick better. Yeah, so before we go into moving together, I've really been thinking about how this whole corona situation has been affecting our embodied experience, how we relate to ourselves, others, and our environment, especially since everything has basically been moved online, even more so than before. So first, before we get to that kind of specific question, I wanted to look at two dance therapy principles, actually fundamental dance therapy principles. One of them being attunement, which I will put in the chat. Where is it? Yeah. Attunement, which is a term coined by Judith Kastenberg, who studied child psychology. But before I go into the theory, we will be doing some moving together. So, if you would all like to get up, you don't need loads of space. Yeah. Okay, I think everyone is standing. I can't see everyone. Yeah. Yeah, people are standing. Yay. Okay. Tatiana, is there a way you can make me as the main screen?
Yeah, so everyone can, on the top of the screen, there's speaker view and there's a gallery view option. So just push that button and that should change it.
On each person's individual little icon, you can also go in the top right-hand corner, there's 3 dots and you can click pin video and then that will keep Sophie there.
Sophie, does that work?
Right now I see you. I press speaker view and I see you. I don't see myself. Maybe I need to be host to make me the main image. Guys, who do you see as the main image?
You.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I see you. When you're talking, right?
So it's just me. It's just me who doesn't see me. Okay, that's all right. I guess I don't just see me. Okay.
You can try to click on your little image of yourself.
I don't even know where my own little.
Sophie, if you click those 3 dots on the small square at the top and click pin my video, you can pin yourself. If you put your finger or your mouse on your the small square with your face next to all of ours.
Ah, there's me. And then I can pin video. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So, everyone is standing. Okay, so first of all, try to keep your feet hips distance apart and your knees slightly bent. And start to shift your weight backwards and forwards. Actually, sorry, can we go back? Start to walk around the space first. So even if you have a small space, that's fine. Just walk around, and this is just a way of arriving in the space because you've been sitting, so. Just start walking around and let yourself arrive in this standing position, arrive in the space you're in, acknowledge the space around you and the presence of your body within it. And it's best to do this without any shoes or socks on, if possible, so that you can really feel the connection of the feet on the ground. And just breathe. Breathing deeply and sending your breath all the way down your legs, through the feet and into the ground. So again, breathing in through the nose and breathing out. All the way down through the body, through the feet and into the ground. And then coming back to where we were with your feet hips distance apart and your knees slightly bent, relaxing the shoulders. And just letting the weight shift backwards and forwards slowly on your feet. Don't think about it too much. Just allow this balance to occur. And if you fall over, just come back. So it's a way of connecting your feet even further into the ground. And pushing the front of the foot and then the heel of the foot into the ground. And try not to hold your breath, allow it to flow freely this whole time. Keeping the arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Relaxing the muscles in your face, relaxing your forehead, your cheeks, your mouth, the tongue. And allowing the arms to hang heavy. And then doing the same thing, shifting it from left to right. So shifting the weight into the left foot and the weight into the right foot. Allowing the left half of the body and the right half of the body to connect with the ground. Kind of tick-tocking like a grandfather clock. Left to what? Left to right. In this way, acknowledging all four directions, front, back, side to side, and all four directions of the space you're in. And then slowly coming back to center, allowing your head to fall onto your chest. And allowing it to pull you all the way down to the ground. Going as far as you can go, it doesn't have to be all the way. And then gradually coming back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, head last, and then looking up to the sky. And now that way you've connected from the earth to the sky, as well as all directions. And then coming back from side to side. This time maybe allowing the feet to become a bit wider. Continuing to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Try not to hold on to the breath, allowing it to flow freely. And allowing the arms to follow. From left to right equally. And maybe beginning to guide the movement from your shoulder. Pulling from left to right. And allowing the body to follow. Allowing the arms to swing. And gradually allowing them to lift. And circle in a loop from left to right. Like a line down 8 or infinity symbol, and drawing into the air. And keeping the feet connected to the ground and the breath flowing freely in through the nose and out through the mouth. Some people prefer to breathe only through the nose or only through the mouth. So just check in, see what works best for you. But keep the breath flowing and regular. And allowing the body to move at its own pace, its own rhythm. You can go faster or slower, following your own momentum. Just keeping connected to the ground and connected to your breath. And there's space for variations within this movement. As long as you're following your own rhythm. And if you can, moving equally from left to right. Keep going. Yay. Yeah, good, keep going. Maybe the arms are reaching a little higher now. Maybe the head is following the movement. Just allow space for your own body's impulses within this. And breathe. Keeping the feet connected to the ground, and gradually allow the movement to soften and become smaller. And doing a similar, flowing into the next motion, backwards and forwards. So we're opening the arms to a circle till they come to touch in front of us, and opening them to the back. If the hands can touch behind, and if they can't, that's also fine. Just creating the same circular motion, front to back. I'll show you from the side. And again, following your own rhythm. Listening to your own body within this and making adjustments You shouldn't feel any pain. Keeping the feet connected to the ground. And breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, allowing the breath to flow freely. And again, this can go a little faster or slower. Arms can go a little higher. Just following your own regular rhythm. Staying aware, even within your own adjustments, still aware of my movements, still aware of the other movements on the screen. Whilst listening to your own body. Good, and keep breathing. And allowing the movement to grow even higher. Allowing the arms to grow and expand. Still keeping the same rhythm, your own rhythm. Allowing the arms to grow bigger and higher. Allowing the movement to grow outward. Acknowledging the space around you. And upward. Acknowledging the space above you. And enjoy the sensation. Enjoy movement. I'm also bending and straightening the knees. And the same rhythm as the arms. If you can see, bending and straightening the knees. And gradually allow the movement to become smaller again. Good. And reaching towards ourselves and pushing down. And again, reaching towards ourselves and pushing down. Imagining an imaginary wave coming towards us and integrating that energy downwards inside the body. This can be like an imaginary gift to ourselves. Bending the knees as we carry the gift and straightening them as we integrate it down inside the body. And still breathing. Again, going at your own pace. You can really feel immersive integration.
So cute. I'll show you.
Can you not hear me?
There we go. Good size bed.
Okay. Okay, good. And gradually slowing down again. And gradually allowing the movement to come to stop. And coming to stand in the original position, feet hips distance apart. Knees slightly bent, shoulders relaxed and upright. Face relaxed, mouth relaxed, tongue relaxed, gaze soft, and just observing these new sensations. within the body. Any new sensations we might be able to feel after this movement. Maybe heat, maybe achiness, maybe sense of expansion or calmness. And placing one hand on the chest, the other on the stomach. Allowing the hand to increase the awareness of the sensations of the body, using them as connectors, as feelers, to increase awareness of these sensations. Maybe we can feel the heartbeat. Just feeling what's there right now, observing what's there, whatever it is, letting it be there. And shaking the arms out a little. And we'll come back down. We'll sit back down. Everyone's still there, right? Okay, good. Everyone seems sleepy. Are you sleepy? Okay. How is that for you? Just put your hand up, but not physically, virtually. Click the little hand thing.
Or unmute yourself.
Or unmute yourself. Just a couple words, how you're feeling right now, how that was for you.
It's very relaxing. I love to do it. Thank you.
Relaxing, that's nice.
I'm happy.
Happy. Any other words? Any other descriptions, experiences?
It was really nice to feel the space, the air.
Oh.
I actually felt nauseous.
Sorry?
There was a male voice. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Hi. I actually felt nauseous and dizzy from moving around so much.
Nauseous and dizzy. Thank you. Anyone else?
There was something very meditative about the repetition of the movement.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I was pretty distracted by how sore I am.
Yeah.
In so many places. So it was kind of painful, actually.
Yeah. How was it? So yeah, thank you for sharing. As you can tell, everyone always has very different experiences because we all have very different bodies and we're all very different people. And how was it moving how was it moving together? How did it feel? Were you aware of the fact that we were all moving together? Were you able to see the other people as we were moving? Yeah, would you like to share about that?
I got inspired by. Oh, sorry. You can go first. Okay. I just thought it was nice to see the different variations in the movements and kind of ways to use it as inspiration to kind of shift and move my own.
Yes, that was what I was going to say as well. I felt when I felt myself like kind of reducing in energy, I looked around and saw other people's movements and I felt inspired to continue and try something different. Did you want to say something there?
I think because we're doing it next to each other, we kind of at some moments were sharing the same rhythm, and I'm not sure if that's because of a proximity or if we've been in the house too long together.
Aha, okay, that's a very interesting point. Which leads on nicely to the concept of attunement. So yeah, I'm really I'm really curious about this aspect of moving together virtually. And the idea of attunement and the idea of moving together has been studied and researched, and it has been known to induce empathy. If you move together with somebody, and if you move in the same way as somebody, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same movement. It can be a similar rhythm, or it can be a similar pattern, and it's known to increase connection. So that's kind of very, yeah, that's broadly put. And Judith Kessenberg came up, really studied child development and child movement in the 60s and 70s, and she noticed that this is a quote, complete attunement is based on mutual empathy, a sameness of needs and responses, but also synchronization in rhythms. So it's what happens between a mother and child, and it's actually essential, and also she said that the non-verbal aspect is the most important one, and it's this attuning to or sharing the same or refined tension flow rhythms creates the foundation for empathy and communication. And she noticed that it's not just this synchronicity or symbiosis, it also needs to have an aspect of clashing. So clashing is those times when the rhythmic patterns do not blend. And she noted that both attunement and clashing are needed to prevent dysfunctional relationship styles. Because basically this is where our relationship styles are created, in these movement patterns with our mother. And yeah, if it was only attuned, then it would mean that the baby would become too dependent on the mother. So there needs to be a mix of similar and dissimilar movement patterns. Yeah. And Lee has commented on that theory and said that it's more like communion. So it's where one shares another's experience without attempting to change that person. So that's kind of an extension of this theory. Yes. Exactly, and that moves me on to the next point, which is mirroring, which is also a central concept in dance therapy. And it's based on the mirror neurons. So growing research suggests that the presence of neural circuitry called the mirror neuron systems is activated to a similar extent when an individual performs or simply observes an action, leading some researchers to believe that the same processes underlie movement production and perception. So it means, for example, even when we watch a dancer dance, we can feel, we can experience that emotion as if we ourselves are dancing. So again, it's an extension of empathy as well. And this is a central feature in dance therapy because it involves imitating the qualities of movement of another person, of a patient or another person, to enhance emotional understanding of that person. So through moving in the way they move, we're able to gain a better understanding of their emotional state. Yes, and I believe Coco wanted to add something here.
Yeah, so me coming from the cognitive science side, I know in a study that I would like to present to you. It's more on the differences between dancers and non-dancers, and dancers who are experts in different dance styles, and on the aesthetic appreciation of dance. So there's the study by Calvo Marino and colleagues. They did one in 2005, and they put professional ballet and capoeira dancers and some non-dancing control individuals into an fMRI brain scanner. And then the researchers showed the dancers videos of both ballet and capoeira dance movements. So what did they find? And then the researchers found differences in brain activation when the dancers watched movements from their own style of dance compared when they watched similar movements from the other dance style. So when the dancers watched movements from their own area of expertise, so for example, when ballet dancers watched ballet videos, the areas of their brains which are associated with planning and making movements were more active. And then in addition to that, expert dancers, they also showed more motor brain activity than non-experts. And that could be because expert dancers see dances differently from non-experts. And even further, the motor cortex activity correlated with aesthetic evaluation. So when people liked the dances, they also had higher activity in the motor cortex. So that could tell us that watching dance activates the same areas as when you were performing the dance movements. And so the dancers perceive the dance movements by activating the movement planning and control areas of their brains. And so one could say that although they were sitting completely still, their brains were dancing or simulating the movements in the motor cortex. So the authors suggest that the simulation of movement through the mirror system integrates observed actions of others with within the personal motor repertoire. So yeah, the take-home message would be that motor simulations play a role in the degree of aesthetic appreciation of dance and the empathic engagement, and it differs between experts and non-experts in dance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm just trying to share information with everyone. Roya, I saw your message. I will reply to you later if that's okay. So yeah, I'm just adding mirroring concept. I'm just sharing information via the chat if you'd like to read that. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Coco. So in order to try out this concept a bit on our own bodies, which in my mind is always the best way to try things out, I'm going to put you guys in a breakout room, which sounds scary, but it's not. It just means that you can pair up with somebody and have a go together with them. So I will put you in these rooms.
I have the host.
Sorry?
I have the host ability now. Should I give it back to you so you can?
No, that's fine. You can also do that. So Tatiana will be assigning you randomly into these partnered rooms, and I'll let you know what to do beforehand, as I can't keep talking to you while you're in these rooms. It'll be like 5-7 minutes. So the idea is to forget the theory a little bit, and first of all, one person will be the mover and the other person will be the mirror. So creating any kind of movement and the other person follows. Then I'd like you to switch so the other person becomes the mover, the other person becomes the mirror, and after that, the third variation is for both to be the mover and mirror. So there are no rules. See what happens. Yeah, go for it. And once it's over, I'll call you back into the main session, so you don't need to do anything. Or no, sorry. Yeah, Tatiana, I'll message you and then you'll call everyone back, right?
Yeah. We have an odd number of people, and also some people's videos and audios aren't working, so it might be problematic for some people, but let's try our best. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit, maybe not pairs, but pairs or, yeah, let's try pairs. And then maybe we try it again and randomly assign, so people that didn't get a chance to try because of some technical difficulties can try.
Yeah, also, yes, exactly. But you can also just message Tatiana or me, and you can maybe just, no, you can't stay in the main session during the breakout rooms.
Yeah, message me and I'll try to pair you into a different room.
I think in the breakout room we can't message you then because it's only 2 people.
But yeah, but I think they can still see the overall chat. So I think they could still message me. But as host, I'll try to go around and check on people and also check if anybody's left out. So let's try this. 1 second.
Okay, so 2 people have to go because they have another meeting. So Layla, Lena, and Georgia. So don't pair them.
Okay.
But I guess they'll leave, so you'll see that anyway.
Yeah, I think it'll automatically.
Yeah, it'll automatically. Okay, cool.
So yeah, there's 21 now left. Bye. 21.
And if you have any questions about the exercise, message Tatiana. Or message me if you can.
Okay. I think now you just have to join. Hopefully everybody's, yeah, cool. People are going in.
So sorry, we missed the information about the pair practice.
No worries. I actually also did a bit because I was trying to do this breakout room thing, but let me ask Sophie exactly what was the practice.
Okay.
Thanks for coming and being patient.
Okay.
1 second. But while you're here, maybe introducing yourself and saying like why you're here, that's kind of maybe nice, right? Usually during our workshops have a little bit of a speed dating moment just to get people to know each other and know what they're interested in and what brings them to here. But I'll be right back with you and I'll bring Sophie.
Yeah, sure.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Did I leave you out or?
Yeah, so the people I was with pieced and
oh, they had to go. Okay.
You want to do it?
Sorry?
Do you want to do the mirror thing? Do you have a partner?
Sure. No, I don't have a partner, but I also don't remember the task because I was trying to break everyone into breakout rooms. Do you remember what it is?
Yes, it's super easy. One of us is going to move and the other one's going to mirror, and then we're going to switch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah? And then the last, what?
I was just going to say maybe we can join, join a group that didn't know what to do here because they just asked me a question and I was going to go back to seek for help. So you can be my help. And I'm going to move you. Sorry, what's your name? Roya, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Tatiana.
Layla told me so much about you.
Oh, you. Hello. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Okay, so let's. I think it was Miriam here, so I'm gonna move you. Yeah, breakout 4. Okay, I'm moving you, and I'll be there in a second.
Zoom.
Geen topic. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sorry, we were speaking in our language.
Oh, you guys know each other. Cool. Okay, so I just added Ruya, who was also the steps here. But she has to join us. Well, very new. Okay. Well, I wasn't able to join her, but I believe the step was literally just mirroring each other's movements, and one person leads and then they flip and then the other person leads. So maybe try to do that for 30 seconds or something. One person leads and one person mirrors, and then the other person leads and the other person mirrors. Yeah?
So it should be the movements that we just practice, or it can be freely improvised movements?
Yeah, it can be improvised, whatever you feel. Okay. Then see you in a second.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah? Okay.
Hi.
Weird. Okay. I tried to get you to get into the room. Doesn't matter. We can now just practice with ourselves. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place because I'm doing admin.
And this is a lot of people.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect. It's our first time. But yeah, let's try. Do you wanna try leading? Or here we have unassigned participant. Oh no, that's just a new person.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Hello. Do you want to do the exercise with us? Oops, unmute. I'm having difficulty unmuting you. Maybe, oh, there you go. Hey.
Hi. Sorry, I went into a chat room with somebody who didn't have a camera, so I wasn't really able to do much with them.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we haven't tried the exercise yet, so should we do it?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So who wants to lead?
There's 3 people. I guess one of us could move and the others could mirror.
Yeah.
And then we take turns.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Should I start?
Maybe you start, yeah.
I have a really bad connection.
Okay, Tatiana, it's your turn.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Sogole? Is that how you say it? Do you want to try?
Sogol, yeah.
Sogol.
And you guys both know Layla, right?
Oh.
She invited me to this.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Layla's friends breakout room.
See what?
Layla's friends breakout room.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right?
That's funny.
That's cool.
Nice. All right, Sophie just messaged me to bring us all together. So I'm gonna press some buttons, but cool to meet you guys for now. See you in a bit in a different way. Wait, how do I do this? Close all rooms. So you guys just have to go back into the main chat. There we go. Oh, we have 58 seconds. Okay.
How do we go back?
It says 50. Oh, we could just end the meeting. Oh, we are already in, I think, the main one.
We're in the main part. That's how I popped back in.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Well, then we're just gonna wait for everyone else. Hi, Sophie. Sweet. That was fun.
Yeah. Jocelyn, are you back as well? I'm just checking people aren't stuck in different realities.
Yeah, we're waiting 27 seconds for people to return. So I think
coming back to this reality.
Slowly get in there. That was fun. The breakout room wasn't too hard to flip everyone around.
Okay, good.
It switches the video off each time you move between different sessions.
Yeah. I think. But you made it all right with a pair?
Made it. Well,
Hey.
Very good.
Everyone's back. Yeah. Hooray. Okay, welcome back everyone. Back to this station, this reality. Maybe just in a sentence or two, how is that for you? What would you like to share?
It made me really happy. I'm an awkward person, so it's like nice when I can just like not overthink. And it was just fun to let loose and do it with someone else and connect in that way.
Nice, that's nice. It made you feel like you could let go.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think definitely the movement with somebody else, definitely, I don't know, the word empathy came into my head and it was funny. I laughed a lot. And I mean, I was focused a lot on what hand motions could go into the screen, but it was just fun to have that kind of interaction with one other person, two people, and it was intimate and fun. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But also for virtually, just breaking out into the breakout rooms was also a different experience. It kind of put me back into the present, I guess, in a different way, put my attention into it.
I quite liked that. I don't know. I found it quite strange, actually, to move with somebody virtually. Sorry. I was, but although I was paired with the only person I know in this meeting, which is my friend Nina, it was
super funny. But I used to do this kind of dance in reality, and like the emotions that you feel in this real space is something not comparable to do it alone and just sharing the view, because actually you share only the side, right? So yeah, I found it. And also we put some music to help us,
Yeah.
which was good. Yeah.
Anyone else? Just unmute yourself. Yeah, Anna?
Yeah, I just introduced this exercise 2 hours ago in a psychiatric context.
Oh,
and it was very, very difficult and a lot of resistance. And so I really enjoyed this display format because it was really easy. And it was really interesting to play with the format, just the display itself, because it gave you already a kind of different limited space with your movements as well, what the other person could see. So I really enjoyed it. It was my first time mirroring virtually.
Virtual mirror. Cool, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it because I enjoyed the fact that it was via Zoom. I thought that made it quite interesting and fun because I don't think one usually moves with another person remotely so much. Well, I don't anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we maybe usually just speak rather than...
Yeah, I thought, and it's, as I said to you, it's not something that I've done so recently, and but I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, for me, I find it quite fun. I quite like fun things to do with technology too, and I think that's quite good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I thought it was nice that there was no like rules, and the only thing that you had to do was follow, because it was kind of like a non-judgmental space. Like whatever you did, there was no judgment associated. It was just repeated. So it was really nice to kind of not have anyone kind of like thinking it was silly or whatever. They were just kind of imitating, which was nice.
Like validating what you were doing. Yeah. Anyone else? Just unmute yourself and go for it.
Yeah, I thought following was. We're still talking about what we felt, right?
Yeah.
I thought following was kind of nicer than leading. Like following, I kind of had the sense of like, you're sort of getting to know someone and, understanding like what they, might be feeling or why, or, also like why those movements might be associated with them. In a way, but then leading though, it was kind of more like, oh, okay, who am I and what should I move and how do I move, and kind of encountering this uncertainty was a bit different rather than like following. I really felt the connection was there.
Yeah, that often happens, that we have a preference for following or leading.
I was quite interested in that following or leading preference that you've just said. That was quite intriguing. I mean, for me, there was a lot of reflecting on, if the other person's doing a movement and I felt a bit self-conscious about copying it, but then that's what we were supposed to be doing. But I thought, well, I like that movement. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
To have that.
Nice observation. Okay. Yeah, so that was the mirroring. Let me just go. Okay. So actually, I was going to put you back into a breakout room. To really briefly again, maybe like 2 minutes each or 3 minutes each, discuss this experience you've had so far with virtual interaction within this corona situation, or maybe with right now, as you're doing it, kind of discussing how it feels as you're doing it, if you'd rather not speak about the general situation. And while you discuss it, observe. Try to switch between observing your own body, observing the other person, observing the digital space, and observing the physical space you're in, if that makes sense. Are you okay to put people back in a breakout room?
Yes, I will do that. And should I maybe, we'll try to switch it around, recreate again?
Yeah, try to put different partners if you can.
Mm-hmm. And again, if anybody has an issue with somebody leaving or anything, just message me. I'll do my best to pair you with someone else. So
yeah, I'll message Tatiana.
Can you repeat the task, please?
Yeah. So we're this time it's a bit less movement focused. It's discussing kind of like a meta discussion as we're talking, how it feels to be talking virtually. Or if you like, you can share a recent experience you had within this whole lockdown situation of a virtual interaction that you had that you'd like to share, something you noticed, something that was maybe funny or surprising or difficult. And while you're sharing this, try to observe your body, observe this physical space you're in, and observe the virtual space and the other person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Teresa, Annie, Rai, you guys, you're muted, so I'm not sure if you're having difficulties, or just let me know if you're having difficulties. Okay. I got your message, Rai. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna move to this breakout room here. Hi.
My partner, I think, just left, so I'm alone. I was alone looking at myself.
Sorry to leave you for so long. I hope it didn't get too lonely.
No, that's fine.
How's your virtual space is nice. Are you in a, is that a background you can add to?
Yeah, I think it's like in the setting to choose virtual backgrounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't figured all those out yet, but it's fun, colorful, and peaceful. How have you been? How has this experience been for you? I guess.
Pretty cool, pretty nice, perfect. I don't know other positive words.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I was alone here, but from the last experience, it was nice because we a bit chit-chatted in the Farsi, in our language. But the whole thing is super interesting for me because I also study early childhood research and culture in Leipzig University.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm
Which
kind of
culture?
overwhelming. Early childhood research and culture.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's Yeah, it's basically interdisciplinary between philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience, but it's mostly based on quantitative research. So I'm interested in this kind of blurring the borders between science and art. So I'm enjoying at the moment.
Yeah, so you're saying it's more quantitative usually, so
always.
Okay. So do you get like tired of that, I guess?
Yeah. But I was also thinking I think it's not related to this conversation at the moment, and you have to go to other groups as well. So
No, I'm actually with you. I partnered myself with you on purpose because you were left alone. In my virtual space, my father just entered, and it's really nice, but also
nice.
distracting.
Hi.
Yeah. How is have you done any other workshops like on online since Corona, or?
Only the university stuff.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's also not so interactive, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so me personally, I'm finding this fun. I mean, of course, or for me, because of hosting it, I guess I was a bit nervous because just from the organizational of it at all. But now when I'm talking to one person and all this switching from room to room, it gets to be quite more relaxed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, me. So let me check really quickly. I mean, nobody messaged me, so I guess we're
nobody
good.
needs help.
Yeah.
So I just remember that it's my second experience with different thing rather than the students stuff and student life.
Yeah.
The first one was an event called Reconnecting. It was a music thing going on and people dancing, but unfortunately for the first part, we were attacked by a hacker who shared porn screen, stupid things. But after that, it was really nice because people from different continents were dancing and having fun and like play music, different DJs. So it was cool. And also this experience is really nice for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've tried, or I've seen these virtual, like concerts or dancing sessions, but I haven't been a part of them yet. And yeah, personally, I didn't know what to expect, but I think, after this experience, I find it somehow, it's, I mean, I guess I'm not surrounded by distractions, so that's also helps me just zone into being on the screen. But I wouldn't find it, I'm thinking of the differences even between this and being in person with people. I mean, of course, I like being in person with people, but I wouldn't say that I'm opposed to this kind of interaction or I guess connecting with people, like maybe if I was dancing for like an hour with like 10 new people, I don't know, maybe that would be a different kind of thing, maybe because this is a workshop with different tasks that it keeps you engaged. But what do you, so for you, were you in this dancing event alone, or were you with other people?
No, I'm alone. I just live alone, so it was
okay.
nice.
Yeah. Were you able to connect with people one-on-one there, or it was just like a room of I don't know, 20 people or something in these chat rooms?
Yeah, I think my focus mostly was on Sophie and as an instructor, but it was nice to be, I mean, I experiencing as a community, like the persons who like I'm sharing same interests with them, and it was nice because I recognized one of the person besides the people that were there, that I know him and I met him once in Berlin, and he's like the flatmate of my friend, and it was nice.
So you were still able to connect to new people.
Yeah, exactly. It was like accidentally meeting a friend on the street, but it's like in virtual.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
And you can have a funny background at the same time, so it adds to the playfulness, I guess, if you want to, right? It kind of destroys the borders in some sort. It makes borders in some ways because we can't be together in normal ways, and we can't maybe see all of our movements, or if we're sitting, or what we're wearing. But in some way, it kind of breaks some social constructs, I guess, of what's normal or polite, or we kind of have to reinvent them, I guess. Okay, Sophie just messaged me. Well, really nice to meet you. I actually didn't catch your name, but we spoke very briefly before.
Roya?
Yeah. Tatiana. Thanks for catching up with me. We'll let you know, Sophie. Okay, thanks for your feedback too. Okay, see you in the group. In the other world, yeah. Okay, how do I do this? Close rooms.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Everybody back?
Yeah.
How was that? Would you like to share anything? Any realizations? Anything you'd like to share with everyone?
I had a realization that I thought that this kind of interactivity, virtual interaction, it would kind of take away some sort of borders, or sorry, it would put up some borders, because we're used to interacting in a different way when we're together. So I thought maybe it would naturally create some sort of tension, I guess. But it takes things away, but it also adds to a playfulness, I think. And my partner, Roya, she actually has a fun virtual screen. I'm sure you guys have seen these, but it was playful, and I guess that's just like an example of something that you can't do in other life, and it kind of this virtual space makes it easy to do something else and maybe make it playful. So it takes away and it adds also.
In which way does it make it more playful, do you feel?
I guess it's almost like somebody walking into a room with like a tutu on, or some sort of costume, but in a different space, in a different way. And I guess we can do that in real life. We can put on a costume or act in a different way, but here we have other ways in which we can play and interact, and that's like adding a background, or I'm sure that there are other ways in which we can in which we just act, like simple things in which how we move or talk, or just even getting used to this space and how to talk to yourself, for example. Sometimes I find it in virtual spaces, I see myself only on accident, and I find that super weird and stressful. But realizing everybody else is going through that, makes it reconstructs some rules, social rules, and that's playful for me.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's good.
Anyone else?
What was the question? Because my chat room session ended without sort of finishing it.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened, but I just came back to the meeting. It just seemed to get cut off.
Yeah, we ended it. Unfortunately, there's no way that I'm aware of warning people. I mean, there's a countdown. There's a 60-second countdown.
Okay.
Yeah. The question just now?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just if you'd like to share anything from the breakout rooms. Yeah. I'm also aware of the time. Time's ticking so much faster than expected. So if you have to go, obviously feel free to go. Also, I just put my email in the chat, so feel free to contact me with any question you might have. I'm very happy to answer any questions. and obviously also the lovely Edge team if you're interested in joining another event. I did also have, well, I had a whole bunch more of like internet theory, but considering the time, I'm just going to read you my like 3 favorite quotes and kind of leave you with them. I'll also put them into the chat. So in the theory of situation cognition, this is a quote: cognition is embodied, embedded, extended, and distributed or collective. So this theory reconceptualizes cognition instead of the traditional individualistic intra-brain conception of cognition. These theories take into account the relationships among brain, body, and environment to determine the functional products of the mind. And thanks to the internet's development, including apps and social platforms, etc., it can be seen as the principal structure of this embodied, embedded, extended, and distributed like entity. So this theory basically says that the potential for so many individuals that are geographically separated to be able to think and discuss an issue all at the same time suggests kind of collective efforts and collective decision making. Suggests one example of new ways of thinking, and suggests an example of new ways our cognition is forming. So that's the theory of situation cognition. I wanted to leave that out there. Also, one of my favorite theorists, Thomas Fuchs, who is a sorry, I just want to find the exact definition of who he is so I say it right. He's a professor of philosophy and psychiatry, and his research interests lie at the intersection of phenomenology, psychopathology, and cognitive neuroscience, with a main focus on embodiment, enactivism, and temporality. So he's really cool. He has a bunch of lectures on YouTube that I really enjoy, and he came up with the term extended body. And I'll read this quote: "In mutual incorporation and resonance, both agents," so both people, "form an extended body. This process has been described as the interaction gaining autonomy of its own, or participatory sense-making. This extended body can even develop its own history." So it's basically the idea that you create a movement language that exists beyond both identities when you move with one another. So even in body language. So my question is, you know, what is the online extended body, and how are we creating new ways of moving together? Yeah, for me personally, the ability to move with so many people from different countries at the same time is still really amazing to me. And I think it has very powerful connective potential. Yeah, so I believe in using these technologies in a conscious way that can enable us to become more a more interconnected, empathetic network. Yeah, and that's it from me. Before, yeah, Tati, you were just going to say?
I was just going to say thank you very much and for leading and being here today, and thanks to everyone for coming. Yeah, did you want to say anything else about?
Well, I just wanted to do like a final breathing session together. Yeah. And I also just wanted to say, yeah, if you are interested in booking an online movement session, yeah, I put my email in the chat, or contact me on Instagram, and I can also send you more information on my dance therapy website. Or if you'd like physical dance therapy once Corona's over and you live in Berlin, that's also possible. Yeah, that's it.
I'd also like to say thank you. We posted a link in the chat where you can find a lot of resources and like our website to connect with us, and also Sophie's website.
Awesome.
This is our first online experience, and thank you so much everybody for being patient and also participating with us. It was amazing, and thank you so much to Sophie. Yeah, there's a little questionnaire at the end of the links paper, and if you could fill it in anonymously, that would help us enormously for content and what's going on. Thank you so much everybody. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining.
Oh, fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely evening.
Have a nice evening.
Should we do a breathing exercise then?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
if there's any questions.
Also, if there are any questions, yeah, I didn't mean to just like end, that was just like ending my talking part, but you don't have to all go if you want to still share stuff. I'm happy to like open the discussion round now. And also, I don't know if Edge wanted to make some statement. I was just saying that was the end of me talking. And yeah, if you want to do another final breathing before we open the discussion or open anything else.
I'm happy to do that.
I mean, it's just 3 breaths. It's not a long thing.
Well, if anybody has any questions too.
Or if you want to do the questions first, we can do the discussion first.
I'm interested in what you're saying, and in relation to what I know of Rupert Sheldrake's work and what I've studied of Vygotsky, because I've actually studied a learning science framework that's used to assess learning using technology. What learning is taking place. So it's really interesting to hear about from your field what you're interested in. I'm an artist and I'm interested in image and learning as well. So it was quite interesting to be asked the question about communications in this realm. And have you encountered Vygotsky's work? I'm just interested. I'm not.
I haven't actually. What field is he in?
It's pedagogy, but what has become distilled from his work is something he called it the zone of proximal development, which is that learning takes place in between people, kind of thing. And so it puts in a very simple level. You might ask some students remotely to have a WhatsApp chat about plumbing, for example. Let's take it to a different area. And so they learn from each other, or even if they get to read some material before the class, they may start to be able to help each other in class, or they ask more advanced questions once they get to the class. And so it's this realm of learning through communicating and being with another. And I thought the way you were describing something in one of the quotes that you gave really reminded me of It's very interesting.
Nice. Okay, that's really good to know about him. So he applies that also in virtual space, or?
No, somebody who's a professor of digital learning does.
Right.
But
so it's the concept of learning together, basically.
Yes. I was just interested to hear, hear you mention that and an overlap, because I've never studied dance. I've studied yoga or movement psychotherapy, but I've come to this through an interest in image and the brain, and then healing and sort of image and healing and movement through a strange injury that I had and the therapy that was used to help with it, and so there's a lot of things that I've done that are kind of coming together. So
yeah, that's really nice to hear some of your.
I just hope that I'll be able to get hold of your quotes and links at the end of this. They're not going to disappear, are they?
No,
everything's in the docs. I put some of the quotes that you've put in the chat, Sophie. Maybe if you have some lovely chats that you'd like to share quotes you'd like to share, you can also pop it in the Google Docs for everybody to see if they want to join that.
Great. So take the Google Doc before we close the window completely.
Okay. Yes, so they won't disappear. And also all the papers I refer to, I can send to you. I have them all. So you can also just email me and I can send you all the papers.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it won't be lost.
I have a quick question about attunement. I wondered, like, because you mentioned that a lot of the research was done into a mother's connection with a child, and I wondered about the gendered aspect there of attunement. Do you have anything to comment about that?
Yeah, so they are also starting to study also fathers and the child, but actually that started to happen relatively recently, which is, yeah, I guess indicative of society. And to be honest, I personally didn't read enough into it to see what differences there were, but from my understanding, the same patterns did occur. The same search for a shared rhythm and attunement. So the father did create similar patterns as the mother. Yeah. I guess the main difference is that they don't have this sucking rhythm. So the baby and the mother, obviously, sucking of the teat. This sucking rhythm, according to Kestenberg, is a really one of the essential rhythms. So she divides movement into lots of different rhythms, like sucking and fighting and many different ones. So I'm not sure how that would be represented with the father. Yeah.
Shall we have our breathing to close off?
Yeah. I don't know if there are any other questions or sharings, but otherwise, yeah, we can breathe.
I had a question, actually. I know that you had some experience in India, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering from your personal experience, what kind of relationship to dance therapy you saw, just in comparison to, I mean, I know that you come from England and also Germany. So I guess I just wanted to see if you have, how you see dance therapies, or our relation to dance therapy worldwide. You mentioned it a bit in the beginning.
Yeah,
I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about your personal experience.
I think it is very different in different countries. I think in some countries also there's a stigma around dancing. So in some countries it's seen as kind of abnormal to dance beyond traditional dance ceremonies. So I mean, I personally, I spent 5 weeks in India also working with dance therapy, but I still wouldn't claim I know enough about Indian culture. But from the way I understood it, there's a lot of dancing in India, and it's a very musical and dance-oriented culture, but it's not necessarily normal to just kind of get up and dance on your own at home, or dance without music, or just dance to make yourself feel good. It's more in traditional ceremonies and traditional events and spaces. That's how I saw it, but I don't want to say anything wrong. Yeah, but I mean, I think also, I think a lot of people and a lot of cultures still find it kind of strange to move alone, or to move without music, or to move for no specific reason. So I think that's a little bit exists everywhere. Yeah.
Sure, and that influences then the therapy, I guess, or implementing that kind of therapy into what we call therapy.
Yeah, so there can be resistance depending on any cultural connotations with dance, obviously. So there can be resistance to just like letting yourself go, I guess, or also resistance to use dance to get in touch with yourself, because I think for some people it's more of an outward thing to get in touch with others, rather than, so that's something.
Were there any like noticeable different techniques, I guess, though, that they were using in the clinics where you were working there for a bit?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the techniques differed, actually.
Okay.
I would say the techniques were pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so if you want to make yourself comfortable again, and placing your hand, where you can feel it best, if that's on your chest or on your stomach, or on your legs. I like to put one on the chest and one on the stomach. And if you'd like to close your eyes, or just look onto the ground. And again, as we breathe in, breathing into the head, and breathing out, pushing the breath all the way down the body and into the ground. So breathing in and breathing out. All the way through the feet into the ground. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Pushing the breath all the way down the body into the ground. And one last time, breathing in. And at your own pace, breathing out. I did also want to add there that everyone's experience of breathing is different. So if you don't necessarily always feel soothed or relaxed after breathing, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Everyone has different experiences of breathing. It can be connected to a lot of things. So yeah, if you're interested in finding out more about that, send me a message as well.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to stay here behind so that anyone who wants to get anything in the chat can open it and save it on their computer now. But again, thanks for coming. And yeah, still, if you guys want to talk about something, we're here. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raya.
Now, how do we save it from the chat again? Because I am on my phone. I don't have a computer. And I'm trying to figure out how to save everything that y'all put in the chat for resources.
I can just send you the Google Doc. I'll send you Google Doc. But if anybody else is on their phone, let me know. I can exchange contact.
Thanks,
Mary.
guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Sophie, I wanted to ask about your art, but I don't know, it didn't come up.
Oh no, that's fine.
Did not. Tickets.
It was so good.
Good. Good. That was a fun experiment. Getting used to it.
Time went, yeah, everything took a lot longer than expected, but that's okay.
It's okay.
Thank you, Sophie. That was amazing. I liked it.
Yeah, you said something really nice when we were having our little chat. Maybe you can repeat it. It was really lovely. Because we were in a breakout room together.
What do you mean? Ah, yeah. Oh. what exactly?
I don't know, you were just saying that it was really nice because you hadn't really moved today yet.
Yeah, I had a computer day today and just sat, and then it was a nice transition into like the evening part of the day, or like the spare time day part. Yeah, it was very nice to move. That could have been more, but we'll do some later.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, well, my family's made dinner, so I'm gonna head downstairs and eat it. But thank you very much. That was lovely, and we got 10 euros.
Huzzah. No, it's better than 5.
Did we not mention the donation at the beginning?
We
yeah, we did.
It shortly, and also it's in the Google Docs, so I think most people will do it afterwards, or whenever I take part in a.
Yeah, maybe we should have said that again. I forgot about it, but now there's 16, so I'll post about it again now.
Yeah, that's in the Google Doc.
I'll put it in the Google Doc. Or do you guys want to put it in the Google Doc?
No, I put it in. I put it in already. It's in there.
Oh, and I mean this chat. No, because they don't access the chat anymore.
Nobody's here now. Yeah, but I
There's
can put
one
it.
person here still.
And I can't.
I don't know.
Hello, I can't.
If they're here.
I'm unmuting.
Okay.
And I can't, but it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna head out. Lovely
Okay.
ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah, see you on Saturday on the members meeting, right?
Right, yes, of course. I'll see you Saturday, and we should also maybe speak about.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I guess you guys are talking about stuff on Friday, but we'll catch up in between.
Friday?
I think Coco and Ian were gonna talk about the satsang.
Oops, I missed that. I have to check.
Okay. Well,
Sweet.
see you
Guys. Soon.
Bye, enjoy dinner.
Bye. Sophie, how was that?
Where did you go?
Okay. How was that for you?
It was fun. I think I have to like process. Like I was so in like thinking mode. I don't even remember like what happened.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I find I also like I forgot the first task, the first breakout task, because I was trying to think about how to do the breakout rooms. I mean, you had a lot more on your mind, but yeah, I realized that I was just kind of, when you're organizing something, you're focusing so much on how it's going more than the content. So it's hard to lead kind of open to discussion sometimes, I find.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the good discussions happened in the breakout rooms. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to be part of it.
Yeah.
Were you able to see all the different breakout rooms?
I didn't, because I was engaged in one myself.
But Tatiana, did you see them?
I was, but I didn't want to like go in. No, the thing is I can go into one at a time, but I can't like see them all at once.
Okay.
So I didn't really want to interrupt, I guess. So I just kind of went to the person that was extra, which worked out good.
Yeah, cool.
So,
interesting.
yeah, I think it was pretty good. I mean, sometimes people were confused and just like, oh, I'm not sure what happened. Even if you say, please message me if you have a problem, they don't. But I think most people that it worked. It worked.
Yeah, so. I liked it. It was a bit long.
The
breakout room.
Yeah, but I mean, it was nice after we did the mirroring exercise and.
Yeah, that's a good point though, because I guess when you're in a workshop setting in reality, you can kind of like if the flow is not going between two people, or you have nothing else to say or whatever. Like it went well, but you just have nothing to say. You can kind of just leave in your natural way that you've kind of learned to do through time. But if you have this virtual way, then it kind of maybe forced in it. So sometimes the awkwardness can be more awkward, but it's
for me,
I do feel like. Oh, sorry, go.
No, for me it wasn't awkward. We just chatted after we like felt that we now spent enough time on the task.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you don't have something to talk about, then it could get awkward. But That's been my experience.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oops. Fuck.
yeah, I feel like